back to yet another tutorial in Delphi. In today's tutorial, we're going to be talking about TStack. If you guys remember, yesterday I posted a video on Tqueue, which is essentially a way of stacking a bunch of stuff in memory, but it exits the queue in first in, first out order. Today, we're going to be talking about TStack, so let's go ahead and change the caption of this to TStack example. And a TStack in Delphi, or Pascal, whatever you want to call the language, is actually a way to stack stuff in memory, but it's in, last out order, or last in, first out order. So, and we're going to visualize this so you guys can see like how this works. So in order to do this, we're going to do the same thing we did the other day, which is just add a Tlistbox. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves a Tlistbox, throw it down. Go ahead and make sure to line this bad boy up. And just try to get it just right. And then pull this down. We're going to go ahead and give our project a theme just real quick here. Got to make it look cool, right? Okay, so there, now we got a nice pretty green theme. All right, so now then, what we're going to do is we're going to grab a button. Actually, 4 buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I could have just copy and pasted that a lot faster, but oh well. Put these on the bottom. Make sure these things line up like this. We're going to take it all the way across. This button here's caption is going to be equivalent to peak. Actually, we're just going to look at first item. We'll just do look at current item in stack. And this last button here, we're going to put loop and show all items in the stack. And then on this button here, let's go ahead and drag this over here, put this midway, put that there, drag that there. That looks good. Okay. Button 1's caption is going to be push to stack. And if you guys know anything about memory, there's push and pop. We're going to pop this from the stack. Pop from stack. So pushing something is to push something onto the stack. To pop something is to pop it off. So then we're going to drag these bad boys up here, make sure this lines up a little better, and grab ourselves an edit box, which is going to go right here. So I'm going to put that right there, pull this on over, clear it out, and now we're going to begin. So in the code, let's go ahead and go to our code window, and we are going to start at the top, where we're going to have to make a few extra things here. So in the private declarations area, we're going to create our stack variable. Now remember, just because, from the other video, like I tried to explain to you guys, in this language, you can declare stuff all you want. It's not going to exist in RAM until you actually create it in your flow of your code down below in the actual program. So right now, we're just kind of making a template, if you will. So we're going to call it stack, and it's going to be a type TStack, and it's going to be a type of string stack. So only strings will go into this stack, and that's pretty much it. Now we also want to make a way to update our list view, but we'll worry about that later. We'll go ahead and skip that part for now. Essentially, what we want to teach you guys how to do first is to push something onto the stack. So as you can see, this is showing an error. That is because we haven't included the generics .collections unit to our code. Now, as you can see, the stack is ready to roll because both TStack and Tqueue are part of the generics collections unit in Delphi. Pascal. So let's go ahead and teach you guys how to get going on this. Let's push something onto our stack, okay? So to do this, basically what you'll need to do is create a variable. We're going to call it item because we're going to throw an item onto our stack, and it's just going to be a string, okay? Now, we wouldn't have to put a variable really, because we have an edit field here, which is basically going to hold the variable anyway. I guess we could do it that way, but I'm going to try to visualize this so you guys can really see what's happening. So I'm just going to leave it like this, and we're just going to code with a variable included. So the item will become, and this is an extra step like I told you, we don't have to do this. We could just call edit1.text when we push the item. So let's just type in edit1.text. So now, for all intents and purposes, the item has become, our item variable string has become our edit1.text field, whatever we typed inside of this, okay? Just an extra step, but oh well. I'm just trying to visualize this the best way I can for you guys. So we're going to say if the item itself is not nullified or a blank string, then we can begin doing something. And we're going to do stack.push, and we're going to push on to that stack our item, right? And then down below, we need to update our Tlistbox, which we haven't actually programmed in yet. So I'm going to save this. Actually, I'll just leave it as blank. I'm not going to save the project for now. So that's how we push something onto the stack. Now we have to learn how to pop something off of the stack. So let's go ahead and pop something from the stack, okay? So to do this, we can probably get away with doing this without any variables at all. So we're going to say if the stack.count is obviously greater than 0, meaning there is indeed something in the stack, we can begin doing something. So here I'm going to put stack.pop, and it's that simple, guys. It pops the first item that needs to be popped off straight off of it, and it's that simple. Then we need to update our Tlistbox to show our updated stuff, which we haven't done yet, so don't worry about it, guys. So that's push and pop. Now you know how to push stuff to a stack and pop stuff from a stack. Now we're going to look at the current items in the stack. So the current item in the stack, meaning the first item that would essentially be popped off or dealt with in the stack. So for this, I'm just going to start out and say if the stack.count is obviously greater than 0, that means the stack obviously has something inside of it, right? I'm going to show a message, and I'm going to show, I'll just put current item and then plus stack.peek, and that's peeking into the stack. Now, else, I'm going to show a message showing that the stack is empty. Okay? So that's that. And then for the next button, which is loop all the items in the stack, this we're going to have to do a little bit of looping. So let's go ahead and make a variable here. We're going to call item as a string, and we're going to do index as an integer for looping purposes, and then we're going to start coding. If the stack.count is greater than 0, meaning obviously, yet again, there is something in the stack to even mess with in the first freaking place, we're going to begin. And we're going to say that the index is going to be equivalent to 1. Then we're going to say for each item, so let me erase all this garbage. So for each item in our stack, do, and then we're going to begin and end our code here. So Control D this out. So we're going to now start our loop code, and we're going to show a message for each item in the stack. We're going to say item, and then plus int to str, and then the index that we're currently looped over plus in stack plus the item. And that's that. And then we're going to increment our index. And that's it. That's how you do it. Now down below here, we're going to do an else statement. Show message stack is empty. Oh my gosh, my spelling, guys. My spelling sucks so bad. Okay, so there you have it. That is how you loop and show all the stuff. Now, let's go ahead and create one more procedure that we haven't done yet, and that's to update the list box. Each time you click on the buttons, like push to stack, we want it to actually visually show our stack contents inside of the list box, okay? This is going to help you visualize, and I'm going to show you guys what this actually does, because it's a TStack. It's not first in, first out. It's more like first in, last out type thing. You see what I mean? It's different from Tqueue. It just works in reverse order. You see what I'm trying to get at? Like for Tqueue, you would do first in, first out order type basis stuff, and for TStack, you would do first in, last out. So, and you guys will see whenever we do this. So let's go ahead and just get started real quick here. We're going to create a new private procedure. So let's do a procedure called update list box. And then let's go on down here, and we're going to code our procedure, which we can just do it right here. So procedure tform1 dot update list box begin. And okay, so for this, so we are going to have an item, which is going to be a string. And then inside of this, we're going to say firstly, clear out the list box from previous stuff. So we just want to start with a clean slate. So form1.listbox1.clear, and then we're going to come down and say for each item. So again, erase all this garbage. For item in the stack, do begin. And we're going to go ahead and try and do this. So, and rather than do a begin and end, we don't even have to really do that. We could just say for each item in the stack, do something. So right here, we're going to say simply add the item that's in the stack to the list box so we can visually see it update. So form1 dot listbox1 dot items dot add, and then the item. And it is that simple, guys. So we're going to go ahead and run our program. And since it's not showing in the center of the screen, always remember to try to go to your properties, go down to the position, make sure your application is set to start from the screen center. I'm going to go ahead and run this, and we're going to play with it and see if it works. So here's our TStack example. So I'm going to type in one, or we could even do A, and then I'll push this. Oh, well, hang on. I guess I won't. Hang on a minute. Let me make sure I did this correctly. Item, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, we didn't update anything. Here, let's make sure that we paste that in there and use it, for fuck's sake, instead of being stupid fuckers. Okay, good. I think that'll probably do just fine. So let's give that a run. I still think there's an error, though, for some reason. Let's try pushing A to the stack. Yeah, I knew there was still an error. Hang on a minute, guys. Let me... Oh, and you know what the error is, guys? You want to know what the fucking error is? I'll tell you what the error is. Like I told you in the beginning of this video, if you take a look at this, you see how we've created our variable, but we never initialized it in RAM, so it doesn't exist. So that's why we're getting an address violation error, because it can't find the pointer to this in memory, because it doesn't exist at all, because we never created it. We've initialized it here as far as saying we have it in our program to do, but we never did anything with it. So click on the form, go to on create, and make sure that you initialize that variable. So to do that, you have to create it. So we're going to say stack from now on in this entire program's runtime is equivalent to calling our TStack type string, and we're creating it, not new instance. .create, just like that. Now the program will function properly. So check this out, guys. We're going to put in A, and then we're going to put in B, and we're going to put in C, we're going to put in D, A, B, C, D. So now then, some of you guys might be like, well, what the hell is this going to do? Well, it's the same thing as a Tqueue. We put in the A, the B, the C, and the D, but in a TStack, the last one in is the first one out, not from the top. So it goes from bottom up. You kind of get that, guys? See, a Tqueue goes from top to bottom, but a TStack goes from bottom to top. So what I'll do is I'll look at the current item in the stack, and the current item is D, because it is the last one that got put into the stack, because the stack starts from the bottom up. You see? So now, if I want to loop and show all of them, obviously I just show A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. It's just a simple loop. So now, check this out. If I want to say, like, pop from the stack, you're going to notice that it pops from the bottom up. So I'm going to pop D, pop, pop, and now there's only one thing in the stack, and that's A. So if I pop that, There's nothing. If I try to pop again, you know, nothing happens. So I didn't put a message box in there, but you kind of get my point though. So like, see here, we can push to the stack something, and then push something else, and then I don't know, push something else, and then push this, and then if we try to pop from the stack, it's going to pop from the last thing we entered in, which is from the bottom up, 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 up. See? That's how a TStack works, okay, guys? So with that being said and done, there's Tqueue, TStack. TStack goes in reverse order. Tqueue goes first in, first out order. So they're reversed. So you could use a Tqueue and a TStack for very subtle differences, in the ordering convention and whatnot. Can they be made to do other things? Can they be made to go in a different order? Yes, absolutely. You can write your own little algorithm thing that can actually shove stuff back into the queue and make it work exactly like a TStack. And yes, you can do the same for TStack, but why bother? They're designed to do what they do. So maybe you guys could use this in your programming in the future to do stuff in reverse order, that you need commands executed in like a reverse order or a straight first in, first out type order with a Tqueue or whatever. But at least now you understand the differences between the two, and you understand how to program them in the Pascal language. All right, well guys, that's it for this video. I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.